dang, this guy's shut down. He really is. There's just nothing moves. He's going to be fun. But you can see how stuck it is.
Yeah.
So once, I know, baby.
He's like,
please be patient with me.
Checking it out.
Once we get, here's a good one. This is the hard part about this particular cranial move because you kind of just have to hang in there until they figure out what the heck you're doing. But look at him adjust this. This is really cool. This is the coolest thing. I love this. And they really can just really adjust that TMJ and all the sutures in their skull. It relieves so much tension. Wow, look at that, buddy.
Yeah. I'm not riding today, but I am doing something horse related, and I am going to take you guys with me, and it is very valuable. Okay guys, we're just waiting for Kathy to get here so we can get started. Kathy is an equine bodywork massage certified person. She does amazing things. She's done a lot for my horses. I've had her work on my horses for about 7 years. And the reason I love Kathy and I will always go back to her is because she massages the muscle and she gets the muscle to loosen instead of just trying to grab limbs and pull their neck and pop things back into place. She's not a chiropractor. She does body work. And she also likes to share her knowledge, and she has taught me a lot of things over the years. She's always willing to share secrets, and you know, she just wants to better the horse community, and so you gotta love that. She's on her way out to work on 3 of our horses today. We've got Billy, Lollipop, and Titan that are all gonna get worked on, but I specifically am going to focus on Titan because he has been with us the longest and he has some issues that we noticed and we thought, hey, maybe he's not feeling right. So super excited to have Kathy work on him and to show that to you guys. Okay, so Kathy should be out here any minute. I'm gonna go ahead and take you guys over and show you the horses we have getting worked on today. And then when she gets out, we'll get started with Titan. Compact.
Front end. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Not terrible in the back end as far as spacing, but okay, let's go over in the shade here.
Okay.
I'll kind of go over things that, you know, the big glaring things right now.
Okay, I'd love to know
a few important things before I even get started that I really want to point out. So, really big horse, really base narrow in the front end. So
is that like how he is conformationally, or because he's
I just think that he's gotten that way. You see how these elbows are completely slammed into his rib cage here? See that? There's only, I should be able to get my whole fist in there, and his elbow should be here. Okay. So he's really tight in probably the pectorals and these.
Like he almost goes like down.
Yeah. So these triceps are just really overdeveloped and tight, but in a not a great way.
So he's using the wrong muscles right now.
Well, right now he's basically like this and trying to run, and it can't be comfortable for him. But you know, like I said, there's a billion factors it could be.
Yeah.
You just have to try to find the one thing and build on it from there. You know, maybe you know, you're not always right, but you got to keep trying. So another thing that we really need to point out, and you might, let's see. Yeah, I guess it's not terrible from this perspective, but these trapezius muscles are very overdeveloped too.
I can kind of see where it like
and then it falls off here.
Yeah.
So this is another validation that he's basically like this and like
punching
this,
his shoulders,
and, you know, and I'm over exaggerating, but he's not really free in his shoulders. So you may feel that when you ride him, especially on a pretty abrupt turn or something. He's gonna be he'll throw his head up and, you know, not be very comfortable.
Yeah.
So, and then when we get to the back end, everything about his back end is just really, really tight. He is very overdeveloped in these hamstrings, super tight back here in this whole hamstring group, really tight. So if we don't release this, then he can't really work he's going to be very short-strided, I would think. Very.
Because it all ties together.
Yeah. And the other really important thing with him, I think and if you put your hand on it now.
How'd you feel that he's tight? Okay. Or just, I mean, I can feel like, I guess, it's kind of bulgy.
Yeah, it's very bulgy right here. See how tight that is, like his
this?
inner butt cheeks?
Yeah.
Way up in there. I mean, like, get up in his business, like as far up as you can go.
Okay.
You feel how that muscle's just huge?
Yeah.
So those are adductors.
Feels like it's like,
so that's the adductor muscle. It would be, you know, the same as this. It's the one that you pull together, but these are really overdeveloped, kind of holding him all tight like this. So we just need to balance out how he moves instead of being all locked down and tick, 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 tick. We need to get him open and flexing, and, you know, there's a lot of tightness going on.
Yeah.
And I think his back, and what I see with him is most of the ventral line, a dorsal line. The whole top line of him is what's really, really tight, and this is complete opposite. Kind of gave up. Okay. So we're going to even these out so that this actually moves when I ask it to, instead of, you know, a quarter of an inch. It should really move nicely.
I guess, like, I can see it looks lower right here.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Like, he's not holding, like,
so
doing his ab workouts.
Tight, but everything else just let go. So he's literally doing this.
Yeah.
You know, which makes your back tight. And I don't know, because these horses are so athletic, but does he run around with a fairly high headset, or is it nice?
I would, probably higher.
Because I would say this would be high when you're going.
Yeah.
You know,
I would say he's higher, and then like he'll give it lower, but you know,
can't do it for very long.
No.
It will start cramping up.
And I think exactly what you said earlier, when he gets tight, sometimes it's like he's trying, and then it's like boom, and he just like pops, and then his head pops, and he's like done. Yeah.
So what's happening is, my suspicion is anyway, because, you know, you're trying to get it. Everything is so balled up, and eventually you just go, I can't
he's like,
anymore.
I can't.
I got to get out of this. You know, please let me go. So we're going to just even out the two muscle chains that are pulling against each other. They're just definitely working against each other. Really open up that front end and really get the hind end to be able to be a powerful motor instead of just dragging it along. I think he just drags it along. He's not even really using it. Oh, buddy. Okay. Yeah, and all of these rib spaces here, he doesn't really flex well, does he? He's probably like kind of riding a bus.
I think he's been a little bit of a wreck for some time.
He's a big dude too.
Cisco's just said he has not been enjoyable to ride for the past couple of weeks, and then especially that day, like you could see it, like he was kind of falling over in the back end, and like, okay.
Yeah, super weak, you know, not terribly long.
Yeah.
And anything you can do, long trotting them over things, poles
Objects,
and crap like that,
okay.
is going to be vital for all of them.
And
just
then,
because of the hind end issues.
and is backing up helpful?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Don't do it a ton.
Okay.
But I would say, when you stop, you don't have to back up 40 steps, but 5-6 steps. And if they actually will flex and give, and I want them flexing here, not at the pole. I want them to flex at the wither so that you can see them. And that will be, your cue that he's engaging his core when they actually bend there, and then you have to do it to lift the back. So, he looks like he's in good shape, but if you're what you're describing sounds really scary.
Yeah, because that's like he's in shape, but then I don't know if he's like actually has the muscle. Like, I mean, when I kind of look at him now too, I'm like, he kind of just looks like a fat boy. Like, which he has been sitting around now, but
core, for sure. And for a young horse,
so then it kind of makes him weak. Yeah,
we shouldn't have this yet. But,
yeah,
his pelvis is too far back. You really need to relax the back enough that everything comes up, and then he can engage and hold it nice and comfortable. But right now, he's not there yet.
Yeah.
If they can't do it big, they can't do it small.
I think that's right.
So, and if they can't do it slow, they can't do it fast. So there's, you really
can't run before you walk.
God dang, this guy's shut down. He really is. There's just nothing moves. He's going to be fun. But it's going to take a while.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to probably be on him for a good while.
So in the ribs, when there's not spacing, is it because the muscle's tight, or is there like some type of like buildup of something there that you're breaking down? So
what I'm talking about with these intercostal spaces, it's not that the ribs are together, it's the tissue in between. The muscle in between is what's really tight. So it effectively, it takes the rib, and now it won't move anymore. And you can feel this. I think you felt this before, but here's a good example of how there should be spacing. Okay. And this is all the way back here. You can feel the give, and you can feel each rib, right?
Yeah.
Just a little bit of space, okay? Now come up to, this one's not terrible, but you can feel the adhesion right there, where you kind of just hit a speed bump or a roadblock. And then when you get to this rib space, you can't even feel it, the ribs. That's those are adhesions in the fascia.
It feels hard almost. Because that's fascia I've been hearing. But you can break down the fascia.
All you have to do is rehydrate fascia, and then it'll start moving again. Okay. So it's just gotten dehydrated, sticky, and then it became adhered because it won't move anymore. To fix it, you hydrate it. So by
moving it around?
Yeah, just by, giving it CPR, really, if you want to just think about that. Just pumping fluid back into it, getting it moving. And then we'll be able to move the ribs, and the rib cage will actually move. Right now, no. He's riding literally a bus. He does not flex. And he probably doesn't breathe very well either, to be honest with you. He's like a freight train, I bet. There's nothing about him that his diaphragm. So the diaphragm line, it actually attaches down here. It's a huge muscle inside of them, right?
Right,
it's
where your
huge,
girth.
Yes, exactly. And it attaches all the way up and then underneath at the lumbar spine right here. So it's all attached underneath. That's how big the diaphragm is. And if there's
the diaphragm a muscle then?
It is what you use to breathe. So
okay.
When you inhale, it pushes, it pushes the air out of the diaphragm. When you exhale, all of the pressure comes back in, and it has to work like that, like a bellow, so there has to be positive and negative pressure. And if they can't squeeze the air out as on an exhalation, then they start breathing really weird. They blow so that it can force back in. That's not an efficient way to breathe.
And then is that when they get like scared, you said, or just nervous?
Or they just are breathing.
I've definitely heard horses doing that.
So when they start doing that, they're just, they need to get more oxygen in their lungs, but they can't because it won't expand. It just is really restrictive. So it's like, you know, saran wrap around their whole middle. It's not comfortable. So we just hydrate all of these intercostal muscles, and then the big, large fascial sheets that are completely stuck. You can see the reaction.
Because I can see too, there's like that line right here.
Sorry,
do you see?
Yeah. So
Okay.
these are the large fascial sheets that everything should slide over, but you saw the reaction there, because this was really adhered and then it popped. But you can see how stuck it is.
Yeah.
So once, I know, baby.
He's like,
please be patient with me.
Checking it out.
Once we get, here's a good one. Once we get everything moving and sliding, and then we can start working. Oh God, that's stuck. We can start working with freeing everything up. Oh man. Wow, I know, baby. I'm sorry. I know this is hard. I know it's hard. It's not comfortable. Poor thing. Ooh, God, that one's stuck.
Do you think it's kind of like us getting a massage, where maybe it's like the feel-good hurt?
Yeah, I mean, it's not comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm literally, you know,
because you're having to break it up.
Skin rolling it, trying to break the adhesions. And it's not comfortable. But, you know, they tolerate it well. I'm trying to be as kind as I can, but, you know, you still have, oh God, this does not move. Poor guy.
Oh, yeah. Right there, he's like, oh, yeah.
I understand. This is so common, Amry. I see it so
in quarter horses or in every horse? Okay.
This whole barrel middle section is, I think, the most neglected part of body workers. They don't spend time here, and this is so important to a horse. If your ribs don't move, your barrel can't roll, you can't breathe, you're not going to work very good. Let's go in the shade there if you don't mind, please.
Yeah.
Such a pretty guy.
He is.
Whoa, buddy. My goodness. All right, now we're going to have to go back and work a little bit of the rib because we have a little more space now. And I bet he's more willing to flex here now. Yep. Okay, good. It's not pretty yet, though. I know. When you are hydrating these large fascial sheets, you see how there's a skin roll right in front. There's a wave right in front of my hand.
Yeah.
And you can see where they're stuck.
Okay.
So there is a lot going on with this dude. But once we get kind of a purchase point, if you will, he'll understand what I'm doing, and he'll start being a little more cooperative as far as participation. Right now he's just holding his breath and dealing with it, but he'll get it.
Oh, he did start over.
That's a good boy. There you go. Already it's getting better where I can actually get underneath the skin now. Whew. Man, oh man, buddy boy. There. Now this hip just came forward another 4 inches. That's beautiful. Okay.
Nice.
I'm going to give you a break there for just a second till we get down to here. Because now we have to go back to this hamstring, which is pulling everything back. So we got to get it to start letting go.
Oh yeah, there's the other one.
Did he yawn?
Good. Yeah.
Oh, good. I think he's starting to figure it out, you know.
It feels good.
And all 3 horses today, you know, they're young, but they don't rush. You know, pretty well behaved for young horses.
Thanks.
So thanks.
Yeah, thank you. The mare we call Billy, and then this guy's Titan.
You are a Titan.
Yeah.
You're huge.
Oh yeah, he's yawning a lot now. He's kind of like leaning into you too.
He really is.
He likes it. Yeah.
So this muscle right here, the biceps femoris, and then there's a, it doesn't matter what the name of the muscle is, so I won't bore you with that. But this is where a lot of the power is the drive.
Okay.
To drive out of the hole.
I need to learn more medical terms. So lateral is outside.
Yeah, and those
because I've heard that in like the doctor world too. I think.
And those
is that just like a medical term?
Exactly right. They're blanket medical terms.
Okay.
Lateral means outside. Medial means inside. This is the dorsal side. This is the ventral side. Top, bottom.
Dorsal is top.
Dorsal is top. Think about the dorsal fin on a fish.
Okay.
Ventral is belly.
Ventral.
Anything on the bottom. So you should study it really because it'll help you when you understand the quadrants of a horse. It'll help you understand, you know, why because so if something is going on in the dorsal aspect of him, which is he's got really tight back, the ventral side has to take over. But it can't overcome what's happening up here. So, there you go. Yeah, and I guess if you start studying horse anatomy, every muscle has an opposing muscle. So if one is compromised, the other one will be compromised as well. Okay, baby. Wow, okay. Yeah, you can just see how incredibly tight this is.
When it's like rock, like hard.
Like
Yeah,
it's very tight.
Because the muscles, when they're not tight, they should like kind of be looser or jiggly.
They should have some tone to them, but give.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not terrible right here, but not great. This is like a brick. You can just feel how hard it is. Just you feel how hard that is. There's just no give to it. It should feel more like this. Okay. You feel that?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that.
But not tight.
Okay.
And these long back muscles that run right along here are the latissimus muscle. This is basically from their tail head all the way up to their poll. Very important. It changes names as it goes, but it's all like kind the same muscle intertwined. The multifidus, it's all between the vertebrae. All of it matters. Good analogy for people learning, you know, initially learning. If you look at this as a suspension bridge, you know, and this is where all the weight is going to be. Something needs to support it, so this needs to be strong. There's nothing to support it other than all of their guts and stomach muscles, right? He really is falling out of that, isn't he?
And because like that's where we sit on their back right there too.
Yep, and you know, they have to be able to hold us up with their back, and it's pretty easy for them. It's not like it's hard or anything. No. But the imposing muscle to the back muscles is the stomach muscles, right? The abs. So the whole abdomen needs to be strong and engaged to be able to support the back. Just like us. You have back problems, do some sit-ups. It makes you feel a lot stronger.
I did see that, like, even in posture, you think, like, you're supposed to put your shoulders back, and then, like, but that kind of shoots your butt to go back, and then you got to roll your hips forward still. And I always tell people, I'm like, you're, like, shoulders up, but then, like roll your hips, like, in.
If you just think about engaging your core from your belly button down, that's really key. And it does matter.
And like when you do balance and stuff, if you just think about your belly button and your core, then it's so much easier to balance.
Now, and personally, I don't think it's any different for horses. They have to have a really strong core to do all the stuff we're asking them to do. That's the very, very misunderstood area.
I wonder if it's because it's on the bottom side of the horse people don't think or something.
Oh, yeah, of course, out of sight, out of mind.
Out of sight, but really, like, it ties all the feet together and stuff, too, and then that's how they run.
Everything. And, you know, it can be where the adhesions happen down on the belly line, too, and I would not be surprised if he didn't budge down here either. Especially right here, where the cinch is. There's a lot of adhesions. He's been shrink wrapped in his middle. And you're asking him to move. There we go. Good boy. All right, now we actually have
So when
a
he
little
kind of
bit.
popped his foot there, is that good when you were
Well, not
asking for this?
necessarily, but what's happening is if you just watch his pelvis, now I took the pelvis like this and we're actually putting it forward. And that's huge because he couldn't do that before. So now we're getting, see, these muscles are really tight, but you don't want to massage them too much because that's just going to make them longer. We want them to actually contract.
Yes.
So it is really a tough thing for people to understand, but you got to get some blood in there so they can actually start firing again. They really are tight. Wow. There we go. Now we're starting to get somewhere. All right, buddy. All right. So we started here. We worked a little bit here and here, and now we got to get on the inside.
Okay.
So this is all inclusive. You got to be nice, buddy. Now, when was this guy gelded? Do you know?
I'm not sure actually.
Pop.
Yeah, he was gelded when we got him.
He had a pretty good gelding scar on one side. It was just a little stuck, and that would affect their hind end tremendously too.
Okay. So what's a gelding scar?
It's, you know, once they pull the testes down, and then, you know, they have to sew it up, it kind of gets a scar inside there.
Oh.
And scar tissue is. And sometimes it adheres to the abdominal wall. And that's what makes it so restricted. A really good example. See, there's no weight on this leg.
Okay, yeah.
But now go up there where my hand is, all the way up.
Okay.
And you feel how tight it is right there.
Yeah, it's like a balloon that's like gonna pop.
But all the way up where you can't reach any higher, where his leg goes in.
Yeah.
You feel how tight that is? And he is not weighting it. There should never be that much tension in this leg.
Okay.
And that is one of the reasons why. One of the reasons why this whole hind end is sucked together. These are the adductor muscles. They add the leg to the body. That's how you do it.
Adductor muscles.
Adductors. There's abductors, which go away.
Ab.
And then, abductors go away. Adductors come in.
Okay.
So these are muscles. Because that is still stuck, we're gonna go in search of another place where it could be binding. Same thing with these large, watch yourself in case he gets mad.
Yeah.
Large fascial sheets, they get stuck down here too, especially on their belly line. Sorry, buddy. Good boy.
Kind of showing him he can move.
Yes. I'm moving him for him.
Mm-hmm.
He is really, really fixed. There you go. Okay. Good boy. Oh, that's so much better. All right, baby. I don't like that one rib right there. You ready? There you go.
Oh.
Yeah, now it moves, huh? Okay, let's roll the skin now, okay? You got that side, but you didn't get this side yet. Oof. God dang. Oh my goodness, buddy. This is why he can't lift his back, though.
Because he's so tight.
All that fascia is just stuck.
Oh, okay.
It won't allow it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Whew. And I am digging.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, this is the one that's stopping it all. Okay, bud.
Is fascia kind of in between the skin and the muscles, or is it in between the muscles and everything else?
So fascia covers everything. So I guess the best way to look at it is if you bought chicken breasts with the skin still on.
Yeah.
And you pull the skin off, but that clear, crappy layer is still there. That's fascia. That allows everything to slide. And it kind of holds it all together too, if that makes sense. It's very strong. But when it gets adhered, because of lack of movement, that's all it is.
So would lactic acid be related to fascia at all?
It would be in the muscle.
Okay.
But fascia can be so binding that the muscle doesn't move correctly and could develop lactic acid, which is, you know, probably a really good thing he's doing, explanation of what he's doing. When those muscles are overworked, they produce a lot of lactic acid and they cramp.
Uh-huh.
So he's a good candidate for magnesium.
Okay.
So he can really have some, you know, fuel for his muscles and keep them soft and not tie up. One little thing of fascia can make, and it wasn't just one little thing.
Uh-huh.
It was a big adhesion. All right, now we have to do this rib cage. I know, buddy. I know. It's going to be a game changer for you if we ever get there. I know. This side's so much worse than the right. He's really holding it. There you go, baby. I know. It's okay. But look, you can move like Elvis. What? Same thing. It's high rib. Okay. I'm glad you don't freak out when it hits your ears. There we go. Woo! All right, buddy. Let's see if we can get this oblique in center.
I see that.
It's not adhered. It's an old cut.
Okay.
But it's not. It didn't develop scar tissue, so that it's just cosmetic now.
Okay.
Probably stabbed himself. Okay. Now, see how much wider he's standing back here?
Uh-huh.
You know, on his own.
Yeah, I do. That's really
just
wide.
from releasing those
Mm-hmm.
psoas muscles.
Yeah.
Okay, buddy. Let me see. Let me see. Let's see if any of these hips are okay. The absolute best stretch for this entire hindquarter
Mm-hmm.
is to get on the other side, and I want this leg. It's sometimes they don't figure it out, but most of them are pretty good. And all you're going to do is try to keep it kind of center and just support it as a sling.
Okay.
And watch what happens. I mean, if you just kind of do it to yourself and you feel how it's a stretch all the way down and on the inside too.
So you're stretching this other one that you're pulling right now?
Yeah, he's stretching it. I'm just
Okay.
supporting
Okay.
because you don't want to pull,
Okay.
and then eventually they'll kind of just melt into it when it all releases.
Uh-huh.
It is the best stretch.
Okay.
By far.
Yeah.
It gets it all.
I've never seen this stretch before.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That's cool.
Those horses, there you go. Good.
Right.
Most horses, they don't get it.
Uh-huh.
But it's pretty fun.
When you have to ask to pick up the opposite foot. Yeah.
So weird. And it's kind of a bad position to get yourself into. I've been nailed by their stifle before.
Oh.
It really hurts. Because those big dressage horses and jumpers that's right at head level.
Nice.
And sometimes you need to hold it there for a couple minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on when they want to take it back. Whew. Good boy. Wow. So come over here and feel this now. Remember how tight those hamstrings were?
Yeah.
Feel that.
Wow.
Isn't
Yeah.
that so much better?
That's
And
crazy.
he's weighting that one, and it's forward, so it's going to be tighter, but that is a beautiful thing.
It really felt like a balloon that was about to pop.
Buddy. Yeah, it's still a little tight, but he's very overdeveloped, but at least we have some kind of suppleness to it, and it'll only get better because he's going to move differently now. It's not all pulled back. Okay, bud.
That's good.
All right, let me see. Now, to open up this front end. You know, you're so cute. Let's see how your foot rotates. Not very. So this one, we want him to drop the whole entire shoulder, but don't put weight on this foot.
Okay.
That. See how apprehensive he is?
Yeah.
So, you support him a little bit better. Hey, don't bite me. I know. You're really heavy though. I know. Try.
Good.
That's okay. It's really hard for him. So we need to. Oh man! Wow. Yes, I know. All right, buddy. There we go. Okay, good. That's what we're looking for. That's it.
Oh, kind of like jiggling around.
Now it's not bound. It's now it's actually the sling of that should be his front leg. And you see how much more this elbow came out when we released all of that? That's the spacing I'm talking about. Nope, don't bite me. Good boy. Whew.
Yeah, you get a workout every day with this.
You know, I had a really long day yesterday too, so I can feel it today a little bit. It's all right. Whew. I heard that one, baby. Good. Good boy. Okay, now you can go. Good. Okay, hang on. You scared? Okay, we'll fix it. All right, buddy. There we go. I don't know if this is an old rope injury either, but you see the divot here?
Yeah, I do.
So, and this one actually has scar tissue with it. So it looks like.
How do you feel the scar tissue?
So when you pinch it, you can feel how. Just pinch it, and you'll kind of feel what I'm talking about. Feel how it gets hard.
Yeah, I do.
So that one has scar tissue in the muscle. But I don't think that the skin is attached. And you know, sometimes you can reorganize the scar tissue when it's all like this, but you can make it one way, so it's not restrictive anymore. So that's what I try to do with scars. This is the hard part about this particular cranial move because you kind of just have to hang in there until they figure out what the heck you're doing. But look at him adjust this. This is really cool.
Because then he can adjust it on his own.
Yes, he's deciding.
You're not forcing
Man, it is just, yeah, I'm just supporting my hand here so I can help him. But this is the coolest thing. I love this. And they really can just really adjust that TMJ and all the sutures in their skull. It relieves so much tension. Wow, look at that, buddy.
Yeah, nice.
Oh boy. I know, and you're not done yet. You're really going for it. And it's so cute when you're licking.
Yeah, it makes him look like a little.
You're so cute. Okay, that's biting. That hurt. That's biting. Okay. Push, and then I'll help you, okay? It's asking for lower. Don't get that much. Oh yeah, that was really cool. Their eyes get all droopy.
I like looking at his lips right there, like he's doing something with his lip, like trying to fix it.
Yeah, it's just such an endorphin release. It kind of takes them a couple seconds to figure out what's going on, and then they just really embrace the release. This is the coolest thing. It just never gets old. You need to finish. finish though. There you go. Oh yeah.
His eyes roll back in his head.
That's my favorite thing. It's just releases. You almost feel, and this is gonna sound really silly, but I feel the year or two of tension that he's had built up in his body just go. To me, that's what it feels like when they release that. And their eyes softer.
Yeah,
You know?
his eyes, he did. Yeah, he's like,
And then on, they're just like,
he's not like looking for anything to like do with his body right now too. He's just like content.
really cool, buddy.
Yeah.
Buddy. One more thing I want to check with him.
So
And
where's
they're
the
back.
atlas?
So this is the atlas. It's C2. It's not the pole, but it's right behind. So what's interesting about this is when these temporal bones move, this is the TMJ space, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the back part of the ramus. So the back part of the ramus, which is their jaw, and this is where the atlas is. This is the space you want to measure.
Mm-hmm.
And with him, you gotta have a straight head though. He only has about 1.5 fingers width for those two bones.
Okay.
And if they're even on both sides, then you're good. You just don't know what the spacing's gonna be. But see, I can get 2 full fingers in here. So he's the same way. All of them were out left side. The atlas is literally like this.
To the right a little?
Well, it's crammed and tight on the left.
Okay.
But every
I wonder
one of
if
them
that is
had-
us team roping going to the left a
Could
lot.
be, because every one of them, their left TMJ is super tight and the right isn't. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna fix this right now. All right, buddy. And it's a feel. You gotta be able to feel the timing on it. It's a very simple adjustment, but you have to feel the joint. He's not gonna give it. Okay, buddy. Okay. I need your head straight. I know. You have to try. Try. I know. Just try. Thank you. Okay. Why can't you move there? Let's see. Move your head the correct way. Okay, good. Let's see this side. You can do it. Yeah, that's really getting in his way. A lateral threat of cranial, baby. Let me check. Oh yeah. There we go. Now we have, it's so weird. You would think that when you adjust it, it would be 2 finger widths because that was the widest, but it went down to 1.5 each.
Okay.
And we're even. That is beautiful.
On Titan, I don't know, could you show me maybe? Like, does he move
Oh, sure.
yeah,
let's look at those.
what is that called again?
Temporal
Temporal bone.
When they talk about
This
the
is
TMJ,
the temporal bone.
temporal mandibular joint. That's
Okay.
what TMJ means. This is a temporal bone. That's the temporal part of TMJ. Mandibular, this is his mandible. Bottom part of his jaw. This is the joint space where they join together.
Okay.
TMJ.
Okay.
It makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so oops. Let's see his move. Okay, now this way. Don't bite me because you're good at it. Okay, just figure out what I'm doing, baby. It's no big deal. He's not good about his mouth. We'll see it really articulate here in a minute when he figures out not to fight.
Okay.
Okay,
He's like-
buddy. Oh, he's trying so hard to bite me. It's very close. There it goes.
Okay.
See how it articulates
Yeah.
down? He's not doing it every time, but I know he can.
Uh-huh.
But this is good. He'll start really doing it now when he feels it. And he won't try to bite me so much. There he goes.
Okay.
Yeah, you see
Yeah.
how much it articulates?
Yeah.
And that is huge.
That's good.
That's huge for them. It has to move.
Okay.
Good boy. I know, second chance to bite me. Now those left sides were all really tight. The rights on all the horses, I usually don't have to adjust that bone. Try, baby, quit trying to bite me. Oh, he's trying so hard to bite. Okay, I know, honey. He's really close. Okay, you need to try. That's why I brought carrots, because it would
Be
do
motivated with some carrots.
some carrots.
Yeah, maybe Titan would like.
I don't think so.
No, I guess I need to start feeding him more carrots.
It's not a bad thing, but I think it's just really weird because he had nothing to be scared of them, to be honest with you.
He like
He
didn't
ran
know.
away from it.
Uh-huh.
So these are super important that they must move.
Okay.
And his do,
Oh, I see
There
it.
it
Yeah, I
goes.
saw that one.
he's just trying really hard to bite me with his molars.
And I heard,
So-
like, yesterday, I don't know if this
There
part
we
was
go.
true.
There you go, buddy. And you'll see it when they're chewing on hay.
Okay.
You know, you can really see it articulate like
Okay.
this. It goes like a C.
Okay.
Very cool.